Hey guys, the video that you're about to watch is a little longer than usual because it's very interactive and it's an actual exercise that you can do to change your life. So take a second for this one and not just hear it, but get ready to actually be involved and write some things down and make some changes. This one requires a little more of your heart's investment, but it's going to pay off in total amazing new ways. Hi. Okay, so this is so stupid and petty, but I just want to tell you about it because it brings up such a bigger point and an exercise that I just came up with today. It's only been 4 days since I've completely been off of all social media and news and YouTube, everything. And I am so happy. I'm so happy to not be involved in all of these things that really don't have anything to do with me. I mean, I'm posting things. In fact, it gives me so much more time and insights that I'm posting a ton of videos, but I'm not reading the comments. I'm not doing anything other than just like feeling really excited. And I spent most of this morning dancing like an idiot around my family and feeling so free because like I don't feel like I'm containing the weight of the world by feeling like I need to fix things, by trying to judge something, by just having opinions about what other people are doing. It's just been liberating and it's taking me to a new channel. There's like inside I feel new insights, new inspirations, and I actually see myself differently because I'm not holding on to it. And it brought up an exercise that I wanted to offer you. And it's a simple exercise, but it's a new one, and I just wanted to offer it. So here's how it works. For this, you're probably going to need to pause this video a few times, and so yeah, so the first thing to do is get a pen and paper, and you might need to pause this and go get a pen and paper, but please do it because this won't work if you don't do it. It's like me describing a treadmill to you. You got to get on it. So feel free to pause this and go get a pen and paper. All right, welcome back. So I'm assuming that you have a pen and paper now. The first thing I want you to do is write down 5 fear-based thoughts that you have a lot. You know, I'm going to be broke, or they won't like me, or I'm scared I'm going to keep eating this bad food, or I don't know, what else? I'd love to donate this thing, but I inherited it, and if I donate it, then I'm a bad person. I don't know. What are some fear-based thoughts? Like, I'm scared that if I leap this job, I won't be enough. I'm scared that, I'm scared that I'll be nothing without this person that I'm breaking up with. What is it? So write down 5, anything in any category. It can be about health, relationships, whatever. Just thoughts that you have throughout the day that you have a lot. Maybe it's, I don't know. Just go ahead and write it down. Pause this and write down 5 thoughts. Okay. So I'm talking now, and I'm assuming that you paused this. Don't go further without having done this, that you paused this and wrote down 5 fear-based thoughts that you have in a normal day. All right, so here's the next thing. Next to each thought, you will have, you're going to write something else down. Now, I've talked about this many, many times in the past, and we even have a full event about it. It's called Welcome to Deep Down, and if you haven't seen it, please pick it up on my website. But I talk about this place whenever we're in real chaos. We often say, deep down, I know this. So whenever you're really broke, you go, deep down, I know everything's going to be okay. Or when everything just feels like it's falling apart, or you're in the worst breakup of your life, still at times you say, deep down, I know everything's going to be okay. So what I want you to do is take a thought that you've written down that's a fear-based thought, and then next to it, I want you to write down what the deep down is that you would say if you were immersed in that fear-based thought. Like if that thought happened completely, what you would say in the deep down. So you're going to write down like, you might write down, I'm scared they're going to talk crap about me. Deep down, I know what people say doesn't matter at all. Or deep down, I know it's going to pass. Or deep down, I know it's not really actually a thing, right? So you're going to write down what the deep down is for each one. I'm going to be broke. Deep down, I know actually it would be fine if I was, or deep down, I know that I'm actually capable of making a ton of money, or deep down, maybe I haven't been giving my gift yet, that kind of thing. So go ahead and see if you can pause this and write down 5 deep down truths. So if you can't find it, you might need to actually listen to your heart and say, what do I know deep down about this? And you'll know you're there when it's something that's really awesome and bigger than you and really relieving, and it's a positive thing and it feels true. So make sure that you hit a real deep down. So you might have, I'm not going to be enough. Deep down, I know I'm always enough. I don't know, whatever you can come up with. So I'm going to just assume that you're going to do the very best you can at this. And I'm totally open to how it goes for you, and go ahead and write those 5 deep downs down now. So pause it right now and write that down. Okay, welcome back. So now, if we're going forward from here, you should have 5 fear-based thoughts and 5 what you know deep down. Now here's the thing. You have these 2 ways that you almost can live, right? Now, most of us live in the fear and kind of just remind ourselves intellectually that deep down we know something. Now, here's the thing. I always felt like I need to be somehow involved. I grew up in politics, right? I grew up watching current events my whole life. So I've had a belief in my body for years that, like, I got to know what's going on in the world. I got to know what's going on in politics or whatever is going on. But deep down, I know that I got to live in my gift and do something for the world. But my action was still to be online a lot and still see the news or see social media all day or see the things that are going on and the stories that are going on. And so I've been in this chaos in knowing something deep down, but not moving from deep down. In other words, I was moving from the fear, but I understood deep down. So what actions are you taking to support the fear that you could instead switch to an action that supports deep down? So many of the actions we do in our day is to fix or is in response to the fear-based thought, but we very rarely do the actions in the deep down that support the deep down, that actually make it an embodied truth. So I actually realized for a long time that my opinions about different things going on in the world or on threads on social media are not the highest version of me. I've known that, but I still at times went online a lot. And to go through the 4 days that I've gone through, it's like I'm energetically actually changing my belief system to live in what I know deep down, which is that's not the highest version of me. But by going online, I'm actually supporting the fear-based thought versus the deep down thought. And that gap, when I know there's a deep down truth, but I'm living from the fear, is where my pain is. I hope that's making sense to you. But most of us are moving and making actions from the fear-based place, and our life changes when we instead move congruent with what we know deep down. Then it doesn't become deep down, it just becomes us. We don't have to go deep down, we are deep down. We don't have to look deeper down, because what we're actually saying is, I know deeper than this shallow-based thinking, but I'm moving as far as the shallow-based thinking is. So I'm doing things that are fear-based. I'm doing the addictive thing. I'm feeling scared. I'm keeping a job that I hate, because even though deep down I know I'm an infinite source of infinite possibility, I'm scared that I'm going to go broke. So I'm going to stay at this job that I hate. So your third action now is to do an action that supports the deep down truth and not the fear-based truth, and then commit to that action for a while. So, for example, if you, I think of stuff like a lot of times we have in our house a ton of stuff that we don't need, and we could donate it, but we get scared to. Why? Why do we get scared to donate that stuff or give it away or sell it even or whatever? Why do we keep attics full of boxes or garages full of stuff, or 80%, there's a study, 80% of the clothes in our closet we never wear? Why do we hold on to that? there's some fear-based thought, like I might need it later. Deep down, I know what. There's some fear-based thought, like I inherited this, I have to keep it. But deep down, I know, actually, my parents would rather me be happy and free who I inherited it from, right? So an action to support the deep down truth might be to donate it, right? An action to support, for me, the action to not be on the media is supporting the deep down truth that what people are talking about and what people are gossiping about, what people are worried about, is all passing temporary stuff, and I need to live in the permanent. Well, for the last 4 days, I have exponentially changed. I have felt so good. I'm able to do so much more because I'm moving congruent with the deep down. So what's an action you can do that supports your deep down? And then I dare you to stay in the embodiment of that action for a long time. Meaning, like, if it's not your highest to do something that is totally addictive, then get rid of the thing. If every time you go on TV you feel stressed out of your mind and you go, why do I do this? And not everyone has this, so that might not be yours. But maybe it's time to give your TV away or sell it, right? If it's not your highest truth to, maybe you keep someone in your life out of a fear of what they might say about you. Or maybe you keep someone in your life that you're scared you'll hurt if you let go of them, but maybe deep down they don't align with you. So maybe it's time to say goodbye, or maybe it's time to just move forward and do other stuff and just send them love, but maybe you're hanging with them out of fear, right? But by doing this thing and noticing what the deep down truth is, you might catch a little more how you're not living in congruency with your deepest soul. And your fulfillment is based on if you live in accordance with what you know deep down. The highest truth, because we can always feel the highest truth here. And if we live in a shallow level, we are going to feel so unfulfilled. And this gap is where we do so many addictive things, where we feel so sad. It's like, I know that there's an infinite me, but for some reason I'm going to live at this shallow level. Well, that gap, when you know there's a deeper you, is what creates such a lack of connection, such a painful space to do addictive things, to feel incomplete and use everything in the world to complete you for a temporary amount of time. So this is an exercise that you can look at and then do something that's in accordance to the deep down, so that you prove to yourself and you prove to the universe or your soul or whatever that this is who I am now. And the first few days are going to be very uncomfortable because you're saying goodbye to the old fear-based thought that you thought you were. But you'll feel that you're more in your deep down. You'll feel both scared and more fulfilled because you're feeling connected to your body while the fear leaves. So you'll feel more in your body, but you'll feel the tumbling of this. That's what I felt the last few days. And it's my job to stay in congruency with here. And later, a new, deeper down is going to show up, and it's going to be my job to show up in that too. And let go of something that doesn't align with that deep down, or move into that deeper place, or go into that deeper space, right? So, like, it's calling me to live in the woods. It's calling our family to live in the woods. So we immediately already got a realtor to show us places that we might rent that are totally small, and just kind of go live in this other place, because it's not in my heart necessarily to be entangled in society when I'd rather be kind of connected to source, to the woods, to soul. So I have to make actions that are congruent with my heart. Otherwise, I'm moving for some reason out of fear, which keeps the fear going. So that's an exercise for you. I'm so interested if that exercise makes sense to you and what your actions are, what you're going to do. So please feel free to write your experience with this and what you're excited about stepping into. So yeah, it's an exercise you can use. Try it.